Alright everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video here as we drove from Jackson, Wyoming all the way up to Yellowstone National Park and mainly passing through Grand Teton National Park. So this particular clip here was taken on day number 3 of my grandpa and I's road trip throughout the Mountain West, and on this particular day we just mainly focused on seeing Yellowstone National Park, and we just decided to film the entire drive from Jackson all the way up to the southern entrance to Yellowstone National Park. Folks, let me tell you, this might be one of the absolute most scenic stretches of any portions of the U.S. highway system in the United States. Let me tell you, the views of the Tetons looking off to our left here as we pass through on US 26, 89, 191, and later on 287 are just an incredible sight to behold. When it comes to sheer beauty, there's few parks in the United States that can rival Grand Teton because you just have completely unobstructed views of the Tetons looking out there across the Jackson Hole Valley, and you just honestly have to see these views in person to believe that they're actually real and just so awe-inspiring. Like, it is seriously some of the most beautiful areas of the United States are located right here in this corner of Wyoming. Absolutely stunning scenery here, and you just can't help but just keep looking out to the distance there and just seeing the awesome views of the mountains. It's almost kind of hard to focus on driving through here, but luckily my grandpa was driving and I was taking in all the sights and sounds of this area, so thank you to my grandpa for doing that for me. And don't worry folks, my grandpa and I spent the entire next day of our trip exploring Grand Teton National Park, and honestly it was the highlight of our entire trip because this is easily one of my favorite national parks in the United States. Easily in the top 5, and I might even put it in the top 3 because I just absolutely love this national park and just the awesome views that you see here as you drive throughout it. And one thing that I find absolutely hilarious is just the incredible amount of US routes that all run together here. So when you leave Jackson, you have US 26, 89, and 191. And then prior to leaving Jackson, you also had US 189, which actually ends down there in the downtown square of Jackson, but then the other 3 routes continue up towards Moran Junction. And then you get a nice trade-off where a US 26 leaves the other 2 routes, and then US 287 joins the other 2 routes. So there's just a lot of US routes going on here at the same time. And of course, since you're in the national park, none of the routes are signed, but I took the liberty of signing the routes here in this video, of course, so you know which roads we're traveling on. And specifically, I want to focus on US Route 89 because this is arguably one of the more scenic drives that you can take in the United States. Its unofficial nickname is the National Parks Highway because this US route actually passes through a lot of US national parks on its journey from the Mountain West, from like Arizona all the way up through Montana. Like, it just passes through so many incredible areas of the Mountain West and passes by so many national parks, hence why it's unofficially called the National Parks Highway. So if you've driven the entire route of US 89, please let me know in the comments because that is something I would love to just do on a future trip and just mainly focus on US Route 89 and going to all of the national parks that it passes through. Alright everyone, I just want to give a shout out to all my social media accounts that you see on the screen here because I really am trying to grow my social media accounts beyond just here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my Instagram. I'm really trying to grow that social media platform, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow me on there. My username is just InterstateKyle. What's really cool about my Instagram is if I'm on a road trip, I will post on my story of where I am and what I'm doing, so it's just a really cool way for you guys to follow along with me in real time to see what I'm doing and what I'm up to. I know my videos on here can get pretty dated very quickly, so if you guys want to see what I'm doing in real time, I highly recommend checking out my Instagram, and I would really appreciate your support over there. You guys can also check out my Facebook group and my Twitter/X account. The links to all those are down in the description. Another thing I want to give a shout out to is my Patreon, which is a way for you guys to support me beyond YouTube here. If you guys want to join my Patreon, you guys can get special perks for joining, like watching all of my videos early before they are released here on YouTube. And all the money I make on there goes right back into this YouTube channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. The link to my Patreon is also down in the description, so if you really want to check it out, I would really appreciate your extra support over there as well. And another thing that is set up on my channel is Super Thanks, which is located to the right of where you would normally like one of my videos. What that basically is just a way for you guys to tip me out for each video going forward if you feel that I've earned it, of course. And then all the money on there also goes right back to this channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. And with all that said, folks, I really hope you all enjoyed this amazing scenic drive as we drove from Jackson, Wyoming all the way up to Yellowstone and passed through Grand Teton National Park. If you ever get the chance to drive this amazing road, I highly recommend it, and you will definitely not be disappointed because the views are absolutely spectacular all the way up to Yellowstone. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and take care, everyone. We will see you for the next adventure. Thank you so much for watching.